Welcome to the Gulls Fire Authority studio here at FDIC International. I'm Dave Huddleston. As you can see, this is an active studio. We have fire demonstrations going on behind us, just some of the activity that is happening here at FDIC International. One of the people we want to introduce you to here at FDIC International is Andreas Huber. He is the co-founder and CEO of First. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Dave.
You've been around for about 10 years now, but for those who may not be familiar with First, give us an idea of what you all do.
Yeah, so First is a software business working with fire and EMS agencies all around North America, including the federal government. And we have the most comprehensive suite of response and records management solutions to help a fire and or EMS agency run the entirety of their operation.
When you say entirety, you're talking about everything.
We're talking about everything, yeah. So everything from scheduling and staffing, managing through to all of your compliance reporting on your patient care reporting, your fire incident reporting, your logistics, maintaining your vehicles, your equipment, your narcotics, other inventory items, warehouse management, through to everything that happens inside of a fire marshal's office, including ITM and inspect, test, maintain for your third-party fire prevention contractors, and so much more, yeah.
A lot of fire departments struggle with their transition to NERIS, the National Emergency Response Information System.
Yeah.
How do you all help companies with that?
Yeah, it was a big change, and I think the first thing that was really important for departments to understand, because it's a very confused topic. NERIS is sort of the upgrade from NFIRS in terms of a data standard, but more than a data standard, which is the information we as fire departments are required to collect, but also the repository up at the U.S. Fire Administration. That changed too, technology-wise. So did the mechanism by which a department would send their fire reports to the USFA. So all of that changed. And by doing so, every software vendor, ourselves included, who are going to offer fire incident reporting as a software product to our fire department customer, we had to adapt to that as well. So we took a very different approach. We kind of saw what was coming from Dr. Lori Moore-Morell, being out on the road along with others, and the good work by UL and the Fire Safety Research Institute. We took it very serious from day one. We dug in, and because we're in modern software architecture, we were actually able to be one of the first ones to adjust our product to then meet those needs. But also, we found a way to keep all of your historical incident data intact for those who are going to, of course, want to report on. We've got this line in the sand in January of 2026. Going forward, it's all going to be done in a different format than it was for decades before.
Yeah.
And we were able to develop it in a way that kept all that intact from a historical incident reporting perspective, but then also we did it in a way where it was literally a toggle. So departments that were on the old standard, they just, when they were ready, on their own time, they could flip a switch and the product just changed for them.
Wow.
And that's something that no one else was able to do.
What's your advice to those agencies that are still struggling to make the transition?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah.
I think
especially if you're talking about a toggle.
Yeah, and look, many departments who have been struggling, many large departments have made the switch. They've kind of gotten to a point where everyone's on this like frustration curve, and some have more patience than others, and some are a little more understanding of this is just the beginning, because this is something that I think is really important. The NERIS standard, the folks who are in charge at FSRI, UL, USFA, they're iterating on it. They're coming out with improvements and slight changes to it over time as they gain feedback from the industry. And so as those new requirements come out, the vendors who are not well set up as like true software companies, it's going to be just a repeat of the same struggles they had as a customer you had with that vendor. So I think, especially the large organizations, the ones who are recognizing that, are making the switch and kind of coming over to us, which is great. We're happy to help them.
Just talk a little bit more about technology, if you can, for a minute. AI, of course, is one of the things that is everywhere now. How is First approaching AI in a practical way that helps departments make better decisions, save time as well?
Yeah. Our whole approach, well, I'll start off by saying we're very fortunate to be working in an industry that has so much value to unlock from the use of AI in our products. A lot of the work gets done in the field. There's a ton of incident documentation, so one of the things that firefighters and paramedics just do not like to do, rightfully so, is writing up of a report, fire report, a medical report. And so one of the first places we introduced AI was for that purpose, taking that off the table for them. So now they can either, with one touch of a button, the device is listening to your patient encounter, or it's listening to you say what took place on a fire call, and then all of your compliance reporting, including your narrative, is all filled out. But the judgment of the human, that whole human in the loop concept, is super important. I can always then see what was filled out for me, and I can make changes whenever I want. When I'm good, I'm done and I submit. And what we're seeing, just with that alone, is that departments are, number one, the accuracy of the reporting is getting so much better. The timeliness is getting better, so like their folks are in compliance more. You're also seeing maybe 45 minutes to an hour on complex calls to do it the old-fashioned way by writing it up.
Yeah.
Coming down to like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And then there's the whole medical protocol side. So me as a paramedic, I'm meant to follow certain protocols, and if I don't, that's going to get captured in a quality assurance review. So we're also so the accuracy of the report goes up, so the amount of conflicts against or documentation gaps that might exist against my medical protocols goes down. But we've also put AI in the whole quality assurance, quality improvement workflow. So now those QA, QI people, humans, can actually QA 100% of their calls and automatically identify all those gaps, and then serve trainings and micro trainings to individual providers to help them get better at the areas that they're having conflicts or making mistakes. So we're ultimately raising the bar on performance, which is ultimately driving better care in the field. Something that so many agencies just have a huge blind spot, because they're taking this sort of more manual approach, right? Because we spend so much time in every industry training our people, and then we put on all the process that we've documented them on our version of protocols, and then we send them out into the field to talk to customers, to fix problems, right? It's no different in fire and EMS, and these tools are ways to improve accuracy, improve quality, and also give untold amounts of time and then back to people, and then save on cost. There's so many more areas of AI, but those are some of the exciting ones that have been in use for a year now, that our customers are telling us, here's all the amazing outcomes we're realizing from it. This is not it's coming thing. This is we're realizing the benefits that I just described already.
You know, I wonder, for those places that are still struggling, is it more of I'm unsure of AI, or I'm a little apprehensive of AI, because what you're describing simplifies the job and allows them to be so much more efficient. Is that something that you've seen? It's just a misunderstanding about AI, or reluctance to embrace technology?
So we're seeing incredible demand for all things AI, right? And there's so much more there. The ability to document training, through just speaking, or what we call natural language, I can actually take actions within the application without having to tap. That's so convenient, and that's going to speed up a lot of time, but it's also being able to analyze large amounts of information and data very quickly and very accurately, but also through natural language. So when you talk about, is there a reluctance, that exists in pockets because of people's personal experiences with a lot of the public AI solutions that exist. But when you have a software company that's doing it the right way, and it's just part of the overall product I'm using every day, we can actually just introduce it to you. You will adopt it because of how much value it's providing to you. Again, value in the form of time and cost savings. And in the future, not too far off, it's just what software will be. So it's just like software applications were making our lives easier for years. With the advancements with AI, it's just going to become normal to, hey, let me see all of my cardiac arrest events over the last 3 months where Medic 10 responded to, and you might even just say it to your watch.
Yeah.
You can do that now. but it'll become more and more ubiquitous because it's just how it's going to be.
First Do continues to launch new innovations like ITM. Give us an idea of your commitment as co-founder and CEO of your commitment to innovation.
Yeah, we very much, we're 10 years in today. We know what it's like to have been a true startup, breaking into a new industry and talking to customers about, here are new products. We are at this really awesome stage where we have close to 5,000 organizations that are using our products. There will be about 2,000 more added to that this year. We can't keep that up and we can't keep leading the industry if we don't lead through innovation. So we don't ever want someone to come up from behind like we were able to do. We want to constantly stay out ahead, and we're very fortunate to have so many people that work at our company who come from industry. So the culture and the passion that exists throughout our company is kind of second to none, and that's really what drives us. So when we think about a product like ITM, one of the first areas that we started years ago was inside the Office of Fire Prevention, or the Fire Marshal's Office, right? Fire Prevention Bureau. They're using all of our products to do their inspections, their permitting, their plan review, their fee collection in a way that's modern and slick and drives more fee collection for those that do charge for their activities from working with commercial entities and so on. But then there's this activity that third-party contractors are out there inspecting buildings, maintaining fire protection systems, testing them and so on for compliance. Our customers were asking for that. The AHJs, the fire marshal offices. And so we provided that solution to them as well. Now with obvious uses of AI, it's driving more accurate reporting, higher compliance rates, and all so much faster and more accurately without needing to just throw bodies at the problem, without having to throw humans at the problem.
Yeah.
And these are organizations, AHJs, that typically don't have the luxury of having these big budgets to be able to add tons of people. So we come in and provide this managed service that drives high compliance at basically with cost avoidance built in.
Wow. Now, one of the big parts about First Do is that everything lives in one platform. Why does that matter so much for EMS agencies that are out there?
Yeah. So understanding why it's important or really valuable to have everything in one system is also helpful from a context standpoint to understand what they're dealing with now and what happened. You know, when we got to kind of 2010 to 2015, software as a service really started to explode. People like Salesforce in the commercial world really evangelized companies putting their information in the cloud and having these applications they could access on any device from their couch at home if they wanted to, right? At any time.
Yeah.
That then became in wide use across government and across public safety, as well. Governments and cities and towns, et cetera, were comfortable using them. So that, as a result, there became a point solution for every little thing that a fire EMS organization needed. 5 more years goes by, 7 more years goes by. We as a fire department or an EMS agency, we're now using all these things. And we've lived through the pain of trying to get them to talk to each other. The integration breaks. How do I get my data out? Now I need to buy something on top. All of a sudden I've got a ton of full-time employees just to make sense of it. So we can come in and in any combination help consolidate that down to a single system or maybe 2. And now information naturally flows across modules where you'd expect it to. I can get reporting. I can ask all sorts of complex questions of my data because it's all living in one place. The user experience, the way the front end is designed, if I'm a medic or a firefighter that's using it for training, or I'm using it for scheduling to know which shift I'm on, or what jobs I'm working, I now have to use it to do an inventory check or a vehicle check. All those actions are consistent. So when all of a sudden, my organization adopts a new module, I as a user, the amount of training I need, it becomes so much more intuitive because I'm already using this product from the same company that's designed it in such a consistent way.
Yeah.
On top of all the benefits of having your information in one place, less logins to use, and having one vendor to deal with.
Final question, give me the elevator pitch, if you could, for why I should use First Do for my for my EMS, for my first responders?
There's no other software product and software company that is as focused as we are at leading through innovation, helping drive all the outcomes that you want from your organization. You do a ton of planning and strategic planning. You come up with your initiatives for 1, 3, 5, 7, 10-year initiatives and plans. No other vendor is helping you achieve those outcomes at the scale and breadth that we are, and has the people who wake up every day excited to help you do that.
Andreas Huber, co-founder and CEO of First Do, we thank you for being with us here on the Galls Fire Authority studio at FDIC International.
AI is changing our world. It's transforming the way we live and work, including fire and EMS. But in public safety, the stakes are higher. Lives depend on split-second decisions. Budgets are stretched, resources are thin, and the demands on your crew have never been greater. When trust, speed, and precision matter most, choosing the right AI partner isn't about hype. It's about getting it right. At First Do, AI isn't just an add-on. It's new technology we're incorporating in every part of our platform with the mission of changing fire and EMS for the better. Building your biggest force multiplier. Designed to drive real impact, lowering costs, improving outcomes, and helping you do more with less. With tools like AI-powered natural language documentation. Just talk. AI turns your voice into complete, compliant fire and EMS incident documentation instantly. AI-powered QA/QI. Automatically review every report, flag trends, and surface what matters. Automated scheduling and vacancy filling. Is daily vacancy filling time-consuming? AI instantly recommends the right actions and executes in seconds. Natural language reporting. Ask a question. Get a report with the answers you need. No training, no complex data management, just insights at your fingertips. And AI implementation and support agents. On day one, you're not alone. Real, intelligent solutions to help crews get set up, answer questions, and accelerate adoption on the ground. And we're just getting started. At First Do, we believe AI should serve the mission. That's why we build with purpose, partner with care, and deliver with impact. Your entire operation, one platform, powered by AI. First Do.